Welcome back to the Police Recruiting Show. I'm with Doug Larson, as usual, CEO of Safeguard Recruiting, downloading everything he knows about recruiting, and he is staffing up agencies across America. And the topic today is one that I very much follow because in any industry, you've got sort of some players, Doug, that aren't exactly on the up and up. You have sort of pariahs out there, right? And in this industry, we've seen it. We've talked about it. It's not a secret. You know, you've got marketing companies that are saying they're recruiting companies. You've got website companies that say they're recruiting companies. None of that's recruiting, as we talked about. You can use that stuff, but you've got to recruit first, then use the marketing elements. And there's obviously lots of money being spent, but this has burned people, right? Like we've talked to potential clients, Doug, where they think that that's what we're trying to pitch them. Of course, once we say, no, we're different. When you spend money with us, you get actual candidates, like you get names, phone numbers, emails. They want to work for you. No one else is saying that, right? Everybody else is pitching impressions or clicks or beautiful websites, and that stuff's fine and dandy if you're trying to market or brand your department. But if you want to actually staff up, you have to recruit. So we kind of get lumped into that. And I saw a post just the other day, Doug, and it was he said, "Don't be bamboozled by these so-called police recruiting companies." I was a little offended, Doug, because he lumped everybody trying to help law enforcement in recruiting into one sort of bucket and said this weird word I had to Google, bamboozle. But anyway, I digress. What do you say about that?
Yeah, that's unfortunate. There's definitely some groups out there that we find interesting with their approach and kind of sometimes question the effectiveness of it. But I don't like being lumped into anything that's, the whole industry as a whole doing it one way. Safeguard's got our own proven methodologies, the way we go about running campaigns. We're completely transparent and we're very upfront. And I see a lot of other people are copying us because here in about 2 weeks, I'll see them parroting the information we put out a lot of times.
We see that once in a while. That's okay. That's they say it's the good form of flattery, right? But listen, I get someone's frustration, right? Because if you signed with the company and you paid $250,000 for a website and a video and your recruiting got worse, which we've heard those stories, Doug, from our clients, that's really not that company's fault, is it? You have got to do your due diligence on who you're hiring. How would they go about that, dude? Because here's a secret. Marketing companies are very good at marketing. They're very slick. They're pretty. It makes you feel good. It tugs an emotion. That's the whole part of marketing. So I get it, man. We fall for this. We had a potential client one time that asked us if we could do a video of people fishing on a lake. Well, yeah, we could do that, but how's that going to help you with recruiting, right? I mean, it may make you feel good. It may make you like the video. You'll send it to your friends and family, but how is that going to help you with actual recruiting and dialing in your processes? So I get it, but I would not blame the company, Doug. Marketing companies do exactly what they tell you they're going to do. They market. They give you marketing elements, do they not?
Yeah, they certainly do. And when we look at some of the RFPs that come out and what departments ask for, and they are asking for marketing or they are asking for a video, and then when they turn around and don't get the results of getting the recruiting results that they're looking for, then they are frustrated. And so it is a matter of doing your homework, getting educated, and finding out what you really need instead of, do I need a marketing company that's going to get a lot of people to come in and hit on my website? Nah, that's not going to help. Is sometimes we've seen viral videos gone out and they've worked, but that's very hard to do. If that was easy to do, we'd all be doing it nonstop. And so I didn't see this post, but I kind of see a little bit of where this person maybe is coming from, but you've got to make sure you're not lumping everybody in together. There's some very good companies out there, and there's some that are delivering maybe what you're asking for, but they're not clarifying up front that, hey, what you need is something different.
Well, that leads me to my next question, or maybe it's a comment, where if you truly want to staff up, you need to know what you need. So if you want to staff up, you need more people. So if you need more people, you need to kind of know what gets people, right? And it's not websites and videos. So here's how you'll know if the company you're talking to is helping you. Ask them one question, Doug. How many people will you send me? And how much will it cost? Just ask them that question, because a marketing company can never answer that. They can never, and they'll tell you how many impressions, how many website visitors, right? How many conversions, this and that. No, ask them how many actual people with names and emails and addresses and resumes you're going to send me for this amount of money. That's all you got to ask. And if they can't answer that question, you're not talking to a recruiting company. You just aren't, right?
Yeah. You're exactly right. If they can't answer that question, don't walk away, run. It's because it's not going to help solve your problem. And that's a very good question to get the answers you need. There's some excellent companies out there making videos, but if you are trying to staff up and that's what you're leading with, we've talked about this before, you're going to struggle to get the throughput that you need.
Right. So if you have questions about that, holler at us. We can tell you. You don't have to hire us, but we want you to get staffed up. So you've got to ask the right questions. And we're typically talking about, obviously, requests for bid, more high ticket items that have to put out the details of what they're looking for, right? I know oftentimes you're bidding on these, Doug, and you're saying, yeah, we'll do all these things. But if you really want to staff up, we're also going to do this, because you're not going to staff up. So you're almost using that as an education piece oftentimes, aren't you?
We certainly are. And we're working on a number of them right now, Travis, where sure, we can do exactly what you're asking for. And we'll tie that back into, this is the results we believe you're going to get for this cost. But we could also approach it in this method, and this is what is going to happen. This is how it's going to happen. This is a time frame it will happen in. And we do use that as an educational piece, because we're going down a new path for a lot of departments. There's a lot of them out there doing an excellent job, but then there's a lot of them that are just trying to feel their way down. And the easiest thing is to call up the local marketer and they say, oh yeah, we'll get you 90,000 people looking at your webpage. And that sounds great, right? It's not great.
Yeah. There's a lot of reasons why it's not going to work. And if you have any questions, just holler. Doug will be glad to answer them. Good stuff. Just continue on that journey, staffing up agencies. That starts with education. If you have any questions, call up Safeguard Recruiting, email them, call them, do what it takes. This is solvable. We don't have a recruiting crisis, folks. We have a decision crisis. We make the right decisions on recruiting, and it just works. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week.